Welcome to another episode of the Hootie Staxx Show. I'm your host, Bill-Staxx, and my co-host, Hootie. It's good, man.
Good. Was
Chilling,
really,
man.
like they were saying in the hood the other night, was really, really good.
Yeah, man. I saw you live on Instagram, man.
Yeah,
I
I never did nothing like that. I'm no tech savvy guy like that. I kind of fucked up a few things on it, but it was real, it was raw, it was me. They got it. I gave it to them.
dope.
I do.
You
So
were
it's good.
going to different spots in Ozone Park and all that.
Yeah,
So,
right into East New York, a couple blocks into East New York.
yeah, we were in a lot of those spots, right?
Yeah, we was on the other end. We went past a few of them, but then we went to the other end because we wanted to see the bars that were over there where a couple things happened. We still got all that content, right? We still got all them videos to put out, right?
Still got everything, yeah. Make sure you guys go check out the memberships that I just made up. And you guys can get your memberships. You'll get all the exclusive content of me and Hootie when I first met him, the first time I met him, and the back scenes from the Vlad show and all that.
Oh, announcement. You'll get it first here. I got an email from Vlad's producer, and April Fool's Day, they're dropping my shit April 1st for April Fool's Day. They said it came out really good. They're doing a big drop for it on April Fool's Day. So that's a big deal, April 1st, And I don't think we talked about too much good stuff. I mean, maybe Vlad was going by a certain map he had planned out. There was so much other stuff to talk about, and he focused on one thing. Who knows what that reason was for, but he thinks it's gonna blow up. So everybody get out there, get on your grandmother's computer, get on your sister's computer, your ex-husband's computer, your ex-wife's computer, and view
Go to the library.
Make the little guy blow up on Vlad. I beat D. Snyder out on the Button Man, the NBA and the Button Man, highest rated show ever. Let's blow Vlad up. 4 million views. Let's go 4 million views. Everybody get out there and view Hootie. Put Hootie up there. For no reason. Yeah. For no reason. Let's just smash Vlad with a non-celebrity. April 1st, everybody get out there.
So when you were going those places, you there?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're freezing up again.
Yo, so when you were going around all those places, it made me think of a couple situations I wanted to talk to you about. Have you had any dealings with what's his name's crew, Gene's crew?
Yeah, I had a few things with them. There was always something going on with them. See, how I try to show everybody the other night, I was very diverse. So when I came into the life, I already knew a bunch of people. I knew people in the life. I was an associate of all 5 families in one way or another. Dealings. I was big into sports. I ran a lot of sports teams in the neighborhood, football teams, basketball teams, baseball teams, because we used to play neighborhood against neighborhood, and the jerseys with all the names on the back, and Ridgewood, Ozone Park, Howard Beach. So, and then you wind up doing business. And like I said, I try to get along with everybody. Certain circumstances, which it always comes back to like women. Guys got beef going back 20 years over a girl, or something like that would probably be the only reason. So I was pretty cool with Gene's guy, Ronnie Giolenzo. Listen, I got nothing against the man today. Whatever happened, whatever they did, that's the life. That's what happens, He was a stand-up guy.
His boss? What about his boss? What about Ronnie's boss?
Ronnie answered to his family, his uncle Vinny and his cousin. That's all he answered to. And he didn't have to answer to them, because I don't think any of them had as much money as he has. And you're supposed to be splitting that shit up, especially if you're family. So, I'd rather not talk about his money because that's just private, whatever. He made a ton of fucking money. But the whole thing with Ronnie was he was broke. He was a regular guy. And what caused a lot of friction with his crew and my crew, like I said, he grew up with them. So the guys I grew up with were guys that I went into life with my age. Ronnie's 5 years or 6 years older than me. So he was older than them. So he was like the older guy. They were like the younger guys. He gets made. I knew before he got made, and then I kind of was in like on hello and goodbye terms before he got made. After he got made, we knew each other just in passing and from the neighborhood. And our football league that we both played in South Jamaica, Queens. And so I knew them. And he was not jealous, but the guys that I was with got rich really fast. I mean, like I said, we were known throughout the city, you know, they used to call us, and a big money. You know, the guys, they had bookmaking operations, Shylock businesses, but they made the money that dope dealers would make. And that was the rumor. You know, when we got pinched, they were like, where's the drugs? Where's the money? We know this guy's a dope dealer, and he wasn't. There was drug dealers on the case, but he wasn't. He made, listen, if you're making $150,000 a week in bookmaking, you make your card game is making $30,000 a night. You're making another 50.
How do you make all that money? Shylocking and bookmaking and stuff?
Bookmaking. That'll all
be. He wasn't into no robberies and shit like that.
Listen, we don't. First of all, I wouldn't run with any crew that was into robberies. You know, I don't do that.
Was there crews like that were associated with you that would be doing stuff like that? No,
we didn't have to be associated with us. We were our own crew. That's it. We had no association with any of. If we answered right to the bosses. We didn't. There was, and I would go see a boss myself. You know, a high-ranking skipper, street boss, underboss. If I had an issue, so we didn't answer to anybody. So we had no dealings, no association.
If you had a problem with somebody, right? What would be the process? What would you do if, say, you had a problem with?
Every problem.
If you had a problem with a maid guy, you would handle it yourself.
I've sat down with a skipper. Actually, when I've sat down with bosses, they've actually asked me to come to the sit down. I've never had an actual beef with somebody and had to sit down with, but I've sat down with skippers and other crews, other families, high-ranking members, and they had no problem talking to me. They knew I was. I wasn't a boss's man. I know we spoke about bosses man. I wasn't a boss's man. I wasn't even close to that. I was known as a drug dealer, so they didn't fuck with me.
So like what's a boss's man? What does the boss's man do?
This is what we spoke about with Larry Mazza, McIntosh, P.O.Box. Those are boss's men. Those guys go right to the boss and
like the enforcers.
Well, legitimately, a lot of them are tough guys. There's some that aren't. There's a lot of boss's men that just earners. Joe Messina had a few guys around him that were boss's men that were straight earners. Like this, he had this one dud, Fat Frank. He was a fucking scumbag. And I had a few runs in with him. He thought he was a fucking tough guy. He was a fucking 500-pound scumbag.
You want to explain the situation that happened with him?
There was a million of them. I just didn't like the guy. You know, he was just a scumbag bookmaker, and bookmakers weren't tough guys. He thought he was a tough guy. He had this kid that I liked from the neighborhood who was a scurv. But I liked the kid. You know, he was a fucking deadbeat.
What's a scurv? What's scurv?
Like a skell, like a piece of shit scumbag. We call them skells, scurvs. Where I come from.
Never heard that.
You never heard of scurv, huh?
No.
No. You know, he's a scurv. Skell, scurv, same word. Means the same thing, not the same word.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, well, now you got a new word to use when you meet a scumbag. And if he's worse than scumbag, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like the guy you give $20 to go to the store with for a $1 drink or something, comes back
with fucking $2.
No, he keeps it all. He comes back with nothing. It's like, where's the change? He's like, I don't know. I think I spent it.
Yeah, I lost it.
I got a fucking Arizona here for 99 cents. Where the fuck's the other 19? You know?
You got any situation?
He owed him like 20,000. This guy's a fucking millionaire. He's not a made guy, but he goes to dinner once a week with Joe Messina because he's handing him bags of fucking money. So Joe sends out the kid Ace and I think it was Big Dom, if I'm not mistaken, from the Bonannos, high-ranking captain and a fucking lunatic made guy from Ridgewood. This kid was tough as fucking nails. He's doing like 50 years, I think, my age. And this kid was a punk. This kid was weak, you know? You needed one guy could have smacked him around for the 20,000, and they fucking ballpoint hammered him. They fucking beat for this fat fuck throwing his weight around because he sits down with the boss. He's a boss's man. And then I was in a restaurant one night. on Lefferts Boulevard. We were talking about this, me and Mikey Batts, Spallini's. Guy owns a restaurant in Saratoga called Sergio's. We used to play bocce ball in the backyard after we ate dinner. He had a bocce ball court. But Spallini's is one of the best restaurants on Lefferts Boulevard. Somebody was asking me about bars on Lefferts Boulevard last time. Spallini's is one of the best Italian restaurants in the city. And I'm in there with a girl one night. I'm eating dinner. It wasn't like a wise guy. So it was a place where no one that I would really know would go there.
Yeah.
So I brought a girl there. It was, one of those nights. You don't want nobody seeing you, whatever. You don't want to run into anybody. He's in there drinking, eating, and I get, he's playing big shot, walking around 500 pounds, fucking a pool cover. They had a fucking tailor to make his fucking suit.
Yo, you said this guy's a May guy?
No, he wasn't a May guy. He was a boss's man. Boss's men aren't made.
Trying. So boss's men aren't made. But are they a different nationality?
There's some of them are different nationality. Macintosh, does he sound Italian to you? Watts.
Yeah, I know.
Watts was called the German. The German was his nickname. So this guy was that's a little different. He was a little different. He was hanging out doing I don't really, I can't talk on that matter because I don't know about it.
You wouldn't consider him a boss's man?
Yeah, I mean, he probably sat down with he sat down with bosses' other families. He was, I was all over the world, so I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't speak on it.
He's a different breed, man. He's different, cut from a different.
Yeah, I mean, he was in Philly, Jersey. I remember I was in a city one time. I think he was there with some wise guys. Like I think it was in Chicago, maybe somewhere in Illinois. It wasn't Chicago. And I was in Atlanta. I think it was Georgia. He was somewhere. I was just like, this guy's everywhere. So he makes a statement, this guy. And like they weren't bringing his drinks over fast. So he's showing off in front of like the group of people that he was with. He had a ton of money, this guy. That's why. He was just bringing bags of money to Joe Messina. And he was a bus driver. How's that? He drove a school bus for a living. Fucking guy. Every day.
Was he bookmaking, Shylocking?
Bookmaker. Big time bookmaker. You gotta understand. You really, like you're saying bookmaker like it's no big deal. They put drug dealers out of business. That's what kind of money these guys make. You have guys that lose
hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. So like you're saying, Bob, bookmaking, that's it. Bookmaking. They're the richest guys in Cosa Nostra. And half of them never spent a day in jail. 90% of them haven't spent a day in jail. I remember when I first started bookmaking, I got a ticket. Bookmaking was a ticket. I was like 15, and we got pinched in the gambling.
Yeah, but so when you put money on the street, you have to put a lot of money.
No, that's different. That's not bookmaking. That's extortion. That's a bigger charge. That's shylocking. They consider shylocking extortion. I know extortion, there's a fine line with it because extortion could be me shaking you down. That's shakedowns, but when you get charged with it, it's called extortion. If you're extorting a store owner, or if you're extorting a drug dealer, or you're extorting a bookmaker, it's extortion. If you're loaning somebody at $1,000 back in your money, it's extortion because you don't have a banker's license to loan out money. So he's in the restaurant, it was fucking wine, and I'm with a girl, and this guy's just getting embarrassed. And she said, "You know this idiot?" And I'm like, no, like, she's a regular girl I'm with. She's not a neighborhood girl. I'm like, holy shit. And then he makes the statement, "I'll turn this fucking place into a parking lot." Oh my God. These are like you don't know stats because you're not from the life, but like when people make statements like that, it's like, do you know who I am? Know who my father is? Like those kind of statements are like in the books of the biggest jerk jobs, circle jerk, hand releases, whatever you want to call these guys around. Those are like, and when he said that, I just picked my head up and I was like, you fat fucking scumbag. The guy's a fucking waiter and you're telling him you're going to turn this fucking place into a parking lot. You don't have the fucking power to start your car, you scumbag. Like I just abused him for like 20 minutes. The girl turned white as a ghost.
In front of everybody? In front of everyone?
Just everybody,
What did he do?
Nothing. Sat down with his party. And then the next day he made some kind of big stink, but nobody listened to him. Like there was nothing gonna happen. What a scumbag this guy was. I just couldn't take it no more. The girl never went out with me again. I think she was from Staten Island or Jersey. I forgot which
was that the first date? Was it a first date?
No, I went out a few times. She deserved a dinner, I think. That was why I took her to dinner. So I had to find a place in the neighborhood, keep it local. It just happened to be this asshole was in there. Oh, I abused him good. And I already had a heart on him from what he did to this kid. And it
So
was just
is there a lot of
the
people?
whole point of the story was he was a boss's man. You know what I mean? Like
Is,
he was eating dinner once a week with Joe Messina. And Joe Messina at the time was one of the most powerful bosses in the world.
have you had any dealings with him?
Joe? No, he was a Bonanno boss. He wouldn't even. He'd probably go to his Doberman, to his man. His underboss was a fucking serial killer. His brother-in-law, Sal Vitale.
So did you have any dealings with any of the Bonanos?
Yeah. I have tons of dealings with the
Yeah,
Bonannos. Just them. They were all over. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
like I said, like when I did the walk the other night down 101st Avenue, like every other block was a different social club for a different crew, a different family. Howard Beach is the same thing. I mean, you had, I'm not going to name the streets because they still live there, but you had Messina on one block, you had, Lil Vic on another block, you had John Senior on the other, and all right next to each other. You know what I mean? And you
And
had,
so were they be fighting with each other when so close with each other?
they were all friends. They would
Yeah.
see each other. They'd say hello. I mean, some of them went to jail in the early '80s before my time. Lil Vic went to jail in the close to the '90s. That was, but they were Brooklyn guys, Manhattan guys. So, but they lit, their families. Howard Beach was like the neighborhood to live in. 0 crime rate, best school districts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you're going to school with all Italians. Most of it's all Italians. Moving to a
yeah.
classroom, your kids are sitting there with all Italian kids.
Is it still like that there?
Yeah, that neighborhood. It's hard to get into that. You can't penetrate that neighborhood. You
Yeah.
got to
So
remember,
it's like
like,
a real sense of community there.
nah, they're all scumbags that
No?
hate each other. Who tries to make their house look better than the next person's house. Your kid got a BMW, but my kid's gonna get a Mercedes. It's always been like that. That's why
This
I never
guy's
want
sleeping with this guy's wife.
this. When I bought my first house, legitimately working, the house that I bought in Ozone Park was the same price as a house that I looked at in Howard Beach, and I just could not pull the trigger on the house in Howard Beach. I couldn't do it. Just couldn't have a Howard Beach. Now I had apartments there. I had a condo there. I just couldn't buy a house that was in Lindenwood. It's all the same zip code. Lindenwood's part of Howard Beach, but that's where the buildings. They have co-ops and condos over there, and garden homes and houses. 1 family, 2 family homes, 3 family homes. But I just couldn't pull the trigger on it, and I bought in Ozone Park instead. I couldn't do it, And the part of Ozone Park I bought, it's still good. It's really nice. Still all Italian and Irish, and people that got a few dollars. I mean, Spanish.
Yeah, so
I'm not leaving out. I'm not saying it's definitely diverse, but there are legitimate working people that got legitimate money, not drug dealers and scumbag crack dealers or anything like that.
so when older people that are in the life when they come out of jail from say they've been in jail since the late 80s, early 80s or something, they're getting out of jail around your time. What would be the process to have them come back in around everybody?
Most of the time, there's guys on the street that were with them, so they or they just come back into their position, or they might have come home and got upped. Some guys didn't get straightened out when they were on the street, and you can only do a ceremony in the bathroom in a prison if a boss is in the same facility as you. You gotta have a boss there, meaning underboss, acting boss, street boss. Got it. At least one of them have to be in the same dorm as you, building as you. So they go into the bathroom. The Colombos were doing a ceremony when I was there. In the bathroom.
In the
There was
bathroom? Really?
heard about it. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, they straighten the guy out in the bathroom. I mean, they got lighters. They got it all. They get the saint. They can prick your finger. They can do all of that. They just don't have they got a shank. They just don't have
The
a
gun. Yeah, a shank, the gun.
And who knows? Listen to me. If these guys, some of these guys got the fucking COs on the hook, they can probably borrow one.
Still got a cell phone better than us.
He's had a better one than me. You got a better one than him now.
Yeah.
Mine's over here somewhere. I was trying to put the Bluetooth on you.
He's good, man. He's better than both of us. This dude's got fucking PS5 in his cell.
He had an iPad.
It didn't even come out yet. PS8.
The iPad. So yeah, listen, when guys are coming home, Plus, you have to understand, a lot of guys will come home with 3 years post supervision, so they're not.
So they can't be around other felons, right?
Can't you get a lit? First of all, if you're associated like hardcore, like I was, usually made guys get a list. I got a list. I got a list in the state, and I got a list in the feds. And then there's a bunch of other rules.
When you're leaving jail, right, and they associate you with organized crime, did they tell you we don't want you being around other people that were in organized crime?
When you report to parole, like if I get out Friday night, like you know how it is, right? If you get a date on a Saturday or a Sunday, they gotta let you out on Friday because they
I've had that.
Right, because they keep it extra. They have to pay you.
Pass. Yeah,
they have to pay you each day they got you. So instead of holding you Sunday and letting you go Monday, they'd have to pay you for Sunday. So they just let you go a day early. But that helps you out because it actually helped me. I actually went to another state, came back. I don't want to get into that, and made it to parole by Monday because I knew that all the restrictions that were going to hit me when I came home from the state.
Oh, because of Friday. So you got a Friday. And you took
a Friday. You got to report right away. You got to report within 24 hours. But if they're closed Saturday and Sunday, you got till Monday to report.
So that's what you did.
They can let you go at midnight Friday morning. 12 a.m.
Yeah, they've done it to me. I treated them.
Medical issue. They thought I don't know. They try to pull some 7:30 shit on me, where if you can't leave in the middle of the night, you got to leave when the sun's up, middle of the day. I didn't know that because who the fuck? These 7:30 guys are out of their fucking minds. They try to treat me like a 7:30 patient, inmate. They let me go like 4 in the afternoon. I'm waiting all night for 12 a.m. I'm like, I know I'm getting out Friday. I'm like, motherfuckers, they ain't keeping me here. I don't want that extra because my date was Saturday. I'm like, I don't want that Sunday money. I don't want. They keep whatever it is, $300-$500, whatever they give you. I'm like, I need to get the fuck out today. I never played a bubble in my life. I was like this. Oh, what are we doing here? That phone ain't ringing.
Let me use the phone again.
You actually can hear that shit from yourself. The first thing you listen for that phone in the bubble.
You hear.
I'm like,
and then they go, Russo to the bubble.
And you don't want other people to know you're leaving. Some people know you're leaving.
So you're packing your shit all.
But you're packed the day before. You know how that goes. You're on a pack up. So you bring all your shit down there the day before.
So I'm packed. I'm getting transferred.
Yeah, I don't know what you talk about. Going to the box. Yeah. Just put my in storage. You know how they're going to store you?
Lying, bro.
Lying like a motherfucker. Motherfuckers is like, yo, leave me your pillow. What's up with them Twinkies?
I'm bringing home the soups and shit. I'm bringing home everything with me.
Me, I had cuffs on my pants. I had loops I had belt loops. I'm on the VI on the dance floor with a fucking belt on. Them pants will come with their fucking slide up fucking pants. I had fucking 1-inch cuffs. I was out there with pleats in my fucking pants. Yo,
you were moving and shaking in there, huh?
The church shirts.
You were moving and shaking in there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I had more jobs in the state facility. I ran Click. Like, I forgot to even, I never even talked about that.
What's that?
I was in Click.
I don't know what that is.
Clicks. That's what we call flicks. Clicks.
Oh, the pictures.
We call them flicks.
Yeah.
You got to run clicks. I ran Click. I didn't even have a steady hand. They motherfuckers had me Polaroiding up on the visit. I took everything.
So people would come to you and be like, yo, I need a dope ass picture from my girl.
You can't throw gang signs up. And they'd be like, yo, who? Yo, I'm gonna throw something up real quick, but we're gonna take two flicks. We call them flicks. They call them pics now. We just call them flicks. I'm gonna take 2 flicks, but only show the CO one of them. But I was so cool with the CO. One was a woman and one was another guy. And they were married. She was dead cool. She used to chew tobacco. She was a real cool lady. So I would bring the flicks. I'd be like, yeah, they're good. And then you got to leave them there to get okayed. You know how that works, right? Mm-hmm. You ever see that in the prisons? On the VI, on the dance floor? You got to put them there. But she knew I had it under control because besides that, you could pay for private pitches. And you get called down to the gym.
Yeah. You get all dressed up and shit. You stand over there.
Yeah. They're not Polaroids. Like I used to take them.
Real.
I have to write out. Yeah, they had these, because they're not Malamar and Swan. I used to have to write out the whole list, and I should send it out to Kodak. You know, they had a
Kodak,
store,
because they had
like
a thing
photo.
print.
And the civilian would take my yellow manila envelope, wrap it up, and I put everybody down in it, go to the 1 hour photo, come back the next day.
They would let you go, or they would go do it?
No, the civilian would take them out. Because that money we was getting right there. You know, it comes right out of their commissary. So I'll be calculating their shit, looking on the computer, see how much money they got in their shit. I'll be subtracting.
So you got the inside knowledge on everyone's shit when you're.
I was right there like this. Like I knew what I was doing. I had no idea how to work computers. I just knew the number game. They knew I knew numbers. And you know how civilians are that work in prisons? They don't like to be bothered. They'll just be sitting there like this.
Yeah, they don't want to be. They don't want to talk.
It's like babysitting. If you get smart enough guys that can run the click transitional services, they would actually lock the door. I was with a famous rapper, and we're gonna try to get him on the show. That's my boy. I can't find him yet. He had a heart attack. We rode from the island upstate. He worked transitional services in the afternoon. I worked transitional services in the morning. He got released before me, but he violated his work release and went back up to Watertown, and I lost touch with him. And then he had a stroke about 4 years ago when I was trying to get in contact with him. But we're gonna get in contact with him. But
hopefully we can get him on, man.
No, we'll get him on. Once here's my name, he'll come right on. He knew me as Russo. He didn't know me as Hootie. So
man, that would be a good one.
Yeah. I helped him out. We caught a Columbus Day. We got caught in transit Columbus Day weekend at one of the receptions. Now, in the state, you don't got to be approved. You just got to come up with a driver's license. I had my girl fly right up to where we were upstate, and you're in reception, so you got nothing. Your bags are on a bus somewhere to Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
You don't even
know.
You
don't got commissary.
You don't even know where you get that fucking wrapped up bag. But if she brings shit in, we good. So like, I didn't smoke, and I usually wouldn't do somebody a solid, especially a non-Italian in jail. You know how you got to move and shake like that because they treating you like that. You ain't treating them like they try. It's called friendly extortion. If people don't know about that, I'm gonna do a whole episode because I was in the ins and outs.
Friendly extortion.
Friendly extortion, like, oh, yo, what's up, homie? You gonna finish that honey bun? Let's split that up, me and you. You split that honey bun, he'll be at your bunk every day. Now you owe him. Every day he's gonna think like use your lunch buddies. And that's friendly extortion. Next thing you know, you out at chow, he's in your locker.
Yeah.
No, we good like that. We boys. What do you mean?
Yeah, I thought I could go in there.
Yeah, I thought what you eat, I eat. What?
Yeah, what's mine is yours, bro.
If my bucket was filled, I offered it to you.
And you know it.
They're for the whole fucking 2 years I've been here.
And then sometimes they're the people that would be like, yeah, fuck it, let's eat.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
You hungry yet? You hungry yet? Fuck you worry about if I'm hungry. You gonna cook something? You got something in the hot pot?
Yeah, and then when his commie don't come, you got to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. No, but that's how you got to do. Or you know what? They do it to the week, and they're gonna beat the shit out you one day.
Yeah.
You know, I watch these kids get friendly extorted all the time. It's like, oh, victim, another victim.
Because you know who it is when they come in. You know the ones that are gonna be extorted. It's the same ones that you say, yo, go up to the bubble and sign up for the fishing trip or the movie.
Oh, you know what I mean? Man, that's when movie night is. Yo, they hate them because they're so green. They have no, and then they show the whole house that they green. Now, oh, this guy's brand new.
They're like, "Where's the officer? Officer, where's the movie? Where's the movie? Where do I sign for the movie? I want to watch the movie tonight." They swear to God, it's for real, bro. And then,
when you tell them when you got them chicken patties hidden, and you're like, yo, they keep the fucking ketchup in the bubble. Go tell the CO you need ketchup. You know you got no condiments. Yo, you hear the CO come over the speaker. Send this motherfucker up here again for something. I'm putting you all y'all motherfuckers going to the show.
Yo, one time, I brought some weed in with me, right? I swallowed some balloons. I choked it up and shit. I swallowed some shampoo.
Away from.
Shampoo, man. Well, hey, you got to tell where you been to tell you where you going, right?
Now I was just spending money, and there I had a few dollars, so I had a
I
little
didn't.
civilian, but I didn't fuck with drugs. I didn't need drugs.
I didn't have
So
shit.
I
I
wanted
swallowed a
baby
little
wipes.
bit of.
Listen, I wanted baby wipes. I wanted fucking cream. I wanted a tweezer. Yo, you know how you got to use the same fuck. I hope they ain't doing that shit no more. You use the same nail clipper. That shit's on a string attached to the wall. The fucking the same nail clipper, bro, and the same fucking can opener attached to the wall, which is cool. They finally got an electric one. You used to have to use their shit, so I needed like a tweezer. My shit was fucking Wolfman jacking, and I'm in Click Click twice a week. We're doing Click Click.
Yeah, so you got to have your shit fresh.
Yeah, you had an album like this thick with everybody: Bloods, Crips, Kings. There wasn't
you still got it?
Nah, that's what I was going to get the other night. I don't want to catch what my boy did, so I was staying away from over there. But supposedly, my ex got mad at me and threw out. I just bought another one. Fucking ding! I had albums and albums of flicks.
Damn,
I know we
bro.
now, but they were flicks in the joint. In the joint.
It is what it is, man. You know, like
it's crazy. They're Polaroids, so you can't even get the doubles. But the Click Clicks that we would take at the gym 2 days a week, those were real pictures that you could send home to your family. If you I was up in Buffalo. I'd seen Niagara Falls from my window.
How many different prisons were you in when you were in the state?
They fucked with me. I was hardcore. 120 days was the longest. It was my last bid. Transitional services. KSAT, ASAT, needed a program to get to work release on a nonviolent. And supposed to be there 6 months. I banged out in 120 days because I had no more time left. So it was either I hit the parole board, I need to CR. CR,
do they have good time there in New York?
Yeah. You get the good time, you get the 85%, the nonviolent. You got a lot of shit that plays in your favor. You know,
there's a lot of programs in New York. Right?
I had letters written from sergeants to captains. Don't fuck with you. Sergeants, lieutenants. I had everybody, civilians. You know, everybody I worked for. I had 4 jobs in there. I had it all done. Then I had the sports director. I was running handball because they didn't even have a handball thing going on because
you're probably running numbers in there.
Well, listen. So now the 2 kids, I was with 2 kids from Staten Island. They were, I don't know how they ended up in state jail. They were stockbrokers, and they got caught robbing old people's funds. They got state time. I couldn't believe it. How it wasn't. I'm wondering how the fuck do I end up in that case? I had nothing to do with fucking federal crimes. How do I cop out to this fucking federal case? And these guys are sitting in state prison. It was crazy.
But they're gonna pick them up after. They'll pick them up after.
No. They good. My man got a fucking place in Tribeca right now. He's loaded. Came home to fucking a room full of money. Like
I was in jail with this guy.
Said, we need a bigger boat, like they said in Jaws. They couldn't fit the money. He came home to some shit like that. He invited me to his wedding. I just came home. He wasn't on my list, but I couldn't be around a convicted felon.
Mm-hmm.
This shit was on a rooftop in Tribeca, so bougie and fucking yuppie. I was like, holy shit, this guy was doing the stocks for real. And then
how long were you on parole for? How long did you stay on?
I did 3 years post supervision, meaning like I was getting tested at my house, but then I had young kids there, and she took a liking to my kids. Like my kids were smart, real smart.
Oh, so they kept coming there, fucking with you, like we need a urine every week.
Not even a urine. They were testing me on the alcohol. I only drink, I drink a little bit now for occasion, but they would take my, they would swab me.
Yeah.
If you pay $5, they'll swab you so you don't got to pay. So much easier.
Really?
So and I was paying.
You gotta pay them? You got to pay them?
You got to pay for parole in New York State.
Not in Connecticut.
If you're diligent, you know what diligent means, right?
Indigent.
Yeah. Well, we call them diligence, but indigent is you broke.
Yeah, you broke.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
You
and
broke.
Then you say you want that cheeseburger, rub it on your chest, man.
Yeah. Yo, I was just about to say that. because that's how the beef started in the feds. They didn't understand state lingo. And I told him, yo, take that cheeseburger and rub it on your fucking chest. And I threw the fucking tray. I said, rub that shit on your chest. Because, you know, the
threw that
state,
shit right in the garbage,
you know,
right?
talking about their boys, right? Like, he's sitting around. Mackerel is one of the nastiest shits that you can eat up north.
It's
And
like
you know how these
fucking
dudes get down, right? They get
bones in it.
It looks like you put your feet in it, and one dude is just in there with his hands, and everybody's kicking in. You know, if it's all the Bloods and they're kicking in on the Mac. Oh, yo, Mac Day, I wouldn't even go in the day. I'm telling you, fellas, I used to
It
fight.
smelled so bad, bro. It smelled
You know,
so
my
bad.
weight was up a little bit when I finally get settled, and it's like, listen, you just got to find another place to do this. I'm not walking in the day room to watch whatever the fuck I want to watch. I'm smelling this fucking Mac in the corner because you guys got fucking 12 cans of this shit. And then some dudes that had money would walk by and abuse these dudes. Like, the famous line was, he wasn't doing that in the town. That was the famous line.